He was his own man, a force of nature almost, dogged, determined, bloody-minded. At the end of the first Gulf War in newly liberated Kuwait, he set out to investigate claims that Palestinians were being tortured for supposedly cooperating with the Iraqis.
We understand.
Yes.
Severely wounded are being brought into the hospital at night. The 3 were brought in yesterday.
When? Yesterday?
Last night, yes.
No.
Is this
Nobody
absolutely
came.
sure?
Yeah.
Have you had any injured Palestinians brought in by the police?
We have injured patients of different nationalities.
Yes.
It's not Palestinian.
No Palestinians?
No Palestinian came to the hospital inside as an inpatient. But they came and they received treatment and they went home, that's all.
Ah, we've heard that some of the patients have been brought in by the police, given treatment and then taken away again by the police.
Yeah, some of them Palestinian.
Some of them Palestinian?
Yes.
What sort of injuries have these people got?
Mild, minor injuries.
Minor injuries?
Just bruises.
Just bruises?
Yes. Might be a quarrel outside, something like this.
Or possibly beaten under interrogation?
I don't know.
No serious injuries?
No.
And you have none in the ward now?
Inside
no Palestinians?
I'm not sure about it.
Do you think you could check?
Yes. Ibrahim. Ward 18? No Palestinian.
No Palestinian.
No Palestinian.
Okay, I accept your word.
And I wonder, now we are looking for treated badly by the Kuwaiti, according to okay? Nobody came about how the Iraqi, I'm telling. You didn't fight Kuwait to see how the Kuwaiti treated by the Iraqi troops.
Doctor, I promise you that of Kuwaitis by Iraqi troops has received extensive in the West on BBC television and in other media.
All about the media is on the Palestinian only, whether they were treated badly by the Kuwaiti or not. Nobody asked about how the Kuwaiti were treated before, during the occupation.
I'm sorry, I have to contradict you. That's not true.
Because this is now, it's clear for us now, everybody looking only how the Palestinians, are they treated badly by the Kuwaiti or not? Of course, if we treated them badly, they deserve it.
Are you speaking as a doctor?
As a citizen, Kuwaiti citizen, not a doctor.
Thank you.
I think Charles Wheeler was the person I most wanted to be like. I wanted to be somebody who would be there, be able to encapsulate it like that, be able to make those fine judgments. And tell it in a lyrical way. He was an all-round, undoubtedly, the greatest broadcast journalist Britain has ever produced.
Enough pieces of journalism which you can show achieved anything. But one in particular did. Charles was over 60 when he went to chase up reports that Saddam Hussein had turned his guns on the Kurds, who were rumoured to be fleeing the country. Western governments said they could do nothing to protect them. Charles and his producer set out to find the refugees.
He had a homing radar for a person with whom he'd have utter empathy, but not in a cynical TV way. He really, really would get inside the story and get from them incredibly powerful stories, like on the mountainside in the border between Iraq and Iran. We kind of chanced upon a young couple who'd fled out, had been walking for a fortnight, 2 weeks solid walking. They were exhausted. She was very impassioned, she was weeping and crying, speaking broken English, but we just let it run and run, and Charles wasn't interrupting with too many questions, he just let it run. And then in the cut piece, the cut film, we did that, we just let it run and run. It was incredibly moving.
Mr. George Bush is responsible for all this. He could and his army, but he don't try. All this because he don't want Kurdish and Shia to be leader in Iraq, to run Iraq. Why did he do that? He could destroy the army. We could live in peace. The war is finished. He destroyed Kuwait. Kuwait is 1 million. 1 million. He do this all war for 1 million. We are 5 million. Saddam Hussein. Bombing, bomba, helicopters, destroyed us. I don't know. They saw this, but they don't know. Why? We are human like you.
We didn't know at the time, but 2 days later, after we'd sent it back to Newsnight, we were getting messages back saying just what kind of effect it had. And I think it was about 2 weeks after that that the safe havens was invented.
In a largely trivial and superficial trade, Charles Wheeler was a serious, compassionate, witty, brave, edgy man. He'd have been slightly appalled at the idea of a tribute like this. That modesty was also part of his greatness.